My beloved child, I know there are moments when you wish all your pain would disappear after a single prayer, one emotional moment, or an instant miracle. You long to wake up one morning and find your heart completely at peace, to feel that the old wounds no longer ache within you. But many times, what I do in you is not like a flash of lightning that appears and vanishes. It is like the quiet dawn slowly spreading across the sky after a long night. Darkness is not driven away by noise. Light simply continues to appear. And little by little, the night must retreat. The path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, shining brighter and brighter until midday. Proverbs 4:18. The way I work within you is often the same, silent, yet certain. My beloved child, do not despise your small steps forward. The world often celebrates only dramatic and rapid change. So there are times when you think that if you have not become completely different, then you have made no progress at all. But I see differently. I see that today you responded with gentleness, where once you would have reacted in anger. I see you learning to remain silent instead of letting bitterness rule your words. I see that the thoughts which once imprisoned you are gradually losing their power. I see the moments when you wanted to give up, yet still chose to take one more small step. And all of these things are precious before me. For even a mountain is formed from countless tiny grains of dust over time, and a mighty river begins with silent drops of water. Remember Naaman, the commander who sought healing from leprosy through the kind of grand miracle he had imagined in his own mind. He expected the prophet to perform something spectacular, yet I told him to go down to the Jordan River and wash 7 times, a simple act repeated again and again. At first he was disappointed because it seemed too ordinary, but it was through obedience, in those small, repeated steps, that healing came. It is the same with you. There are things I am healing within you, not through one overwhelming moment, but through the small choices you make each day, continuing to pray even when your heart does not immediately feel changed, continuing to forgive even while the pain still lingers, continuing to hope even when circumstances remain the same. In that perseverance, I am building within you something that will not easily collapse. My beloved child, I do not want you to live under the pressure of having to shine brightly as quickly as possible in order to prove that you have changed. A young tree pulled upward too soon will never grow roots deep enough to stand firm. That is why I often work more slowly than you expect, yet more deeply than you realize. I am not merely repairing the surface, I am touching the very roots of your soul. There are old habits losing their hold not because you have become stronger by your own strength, but because my light is gradually taking over the places once ruled by darkness. New beliefs are growing within you, like seeds, quietly breaking open beneath the soil. Even if you cannot yet see the golden field today, life is still moving underneath the ground. My beloved child, the miracle of perseverance is rarely noticed immediately, yet it forms the strongest people. A soul that continues to trust through days when no results can yet be seen is a soul growing in genuine faith. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Galatians 6:9. There may be seasons when you feel as though you have not come very far, but look back at where you once were. What once easily knocked you down no longer rules over you as it once did. The fear that once paralyzed you no longer speaks with the same power it used to have. That is not an accident. It is my quiet work within your life. My beloved child, I want you to learn how to rejoice even in the process, not only when you finally see the finished result. A wise gardener does not rejoice only at harvest time. They also cherish each day the plants continue to grow. In the same way, I rejoice each time you choose to rise again. I rejoice when you continue to keep a tender heart in a world that so easily hardens people. I rejoice when you still hold on to hope even while everything is not yet fully clear. Heaven does not wait until you are perfect before calling you beautiful. I already see the beauty of your soul, even while it is still being shaped day by day. Perhaps today there are still dark places within you that have not yet been fully healed. Perhaps there are still memories that cause your heart to ache from time to time. But do not let that drive you into despair. Light does not stop spreading simply because a few dark corners still remain in the room. As long as you continue to open your heart to me, every part of you will gradually be touched. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion until the day of Jesus Christ. Philippians 1:6. I will not abandon the work I have begun in you. So today, do not force yourself to become strong all at once. Do not despise your small steps of faith. A single renewed thought today may become the beginning of a lifetime of freedom tomorrow. One moment in which you choose peace instead of panic may open the way for many greater victories ahead. And day by day, just as the sun slowly rises higher after the darkness of night, you will realize that you have been transformed far more than you once imagined, not by the impatience of man, but by my loving patience, the patience of the one who is quietly building within you a soul that is deep, steadfast, and filled with a light that nothing can extinguish. And that season, my beloved child, is not meant only for you. The light you carry in secret places may become warmth for many others on cold days. The perseverance you quietly cultivate may become shade for weary souls who walk behind you. The people around you may not understand why your presence brings them peace, why your words carry comfort, or why your refusal to give up inspires them to keep going. But I know you are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden, Matthew 5:14. I do not need you to do countless great things for that light to have value. I simply need you to remain in me, because true light does not come from your performance, but from my life quietly burning within you. Perhaps you are waiting for a great miracle, yet I am teaching you to recognize the miracle of perseverance, little by little, day by day. Just as the dawn does not argue with the darkness, but silently continues to spread, healing is also growing within you. The path of the righteous is like the light of dawn, shining brighter and brighter until midday. Proverbs 4:18. You do not need to force yourself to blaze brightly in a single moment. You only need to allow me to light each part of you, one by one. A thought renewed today, a reaction softened tomorrow, an old habit losing more of its power, a small faith being nurtured further. This is how I often build things that endure, not with noise, not with haste, but with depth, strength, and overflowing life. So if today all you have the strength to whisper is, Father, I will keep going, then speak those words anyway. Do not be ashamed because they sound small. One honest cry spoken in weakness is worth far more than many powerful words without faith. Lord, I believe. Help my unbelief. Mark 9:24. I do not reject prayers trembling with weakness. I do not turn away when your faith is still incomplete. On the contrary, I draw nearest to the places where you are most honest. And that small confession may become the key that opens a door I have already prepared beforehand, not because your words hold power in themselves, but because they bring your heart back into agreement with me. They are the sign that you still choose to hold your Father's hand. When that door opens, you will understand that you were never too late, nor were you too early. You arrived at the appointed time, my time. He has made everything beautiful in its time, Ecclesiastes 3:11. The months that once felt like delay will no longer seem empty to you. You will see that they were the soil where your roots were growing deeper. The seasons of waiting will no longer appear to be only trials. You will realize they taught your heart discernment. The silent seasons will no longer feel like loneliness alone. You will understand that within that silence, I was teaching you to hear my voice more clearly and more deeply. And when you step into the new thing ahead of you, you will not only carry your old dreams with you, you will carry a new version of yourself. One shaped through grace. I want you to understand this deeply. Many times, the greatest thing I do in your life is not changing your circumstances first, but changing you from within. If your circumstances change while your heart is still ruled by fear, then you are not truly free yet. If doors open while you still walk through them with anxiety, you will carry old chains into new lands. That is why I work within you first. I heal motives. I soften what has become hardened. I rebuild trust where it was once broken. I teach you to live not by outward applause, but by quiet obedience. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, Zechariah 4:6. It is from that hidden place that true doors are opened. My beloved child, keep walking forward. No drama is needed. No proving yourself is required. No perfection is necessary. Walk by faith, through small acts of faithfulness each day, with a heart that has learned to place its hope more in me than in results. When everything inside you says you should stop, return and hear my voice, reminding you that grace is still sufficient for today. When no one applauds you, remember that heaven still sees you. And when you feel you have only one small step left, place even that step into my hands, and I will use it to bring forth more than you could ever imagine. Then one day, when others see the light within you, they will not only see someone who struggled to overcome, they will see the mark of a Father who never gave up halfway. A God who quietly renewed you from the inside out until your life itself became a testimony that silent obedience, placed into my hands, can open seasons of blessing that no human strength could ever create. My beloved child, if you feel weary, then rest in my arms. But do not let your weariness convince you that the journey is over. There are moments when stopping to breathe is not giving up, but the wisdom of a soul that knows it needs to be sustained. I do not condemn you for being weak. I do not turn my face away when you waver. I do not require you to come before me wearing a painted image of strength built by striving. The Lord is near to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. Psalm 34:18. So when your heart trembles, when your hands grow tired, when everything inside you feels unsettled, bring that truth to me exactly as it is. A broken heart in my hands is never rejected. It is healed, reshaped, and made deeper, gentler, and purer than before. You do not need to prove that you are strong in order to be led by me. I am the healer, not a distant God waiting for you to perfect yourself before becoming worthy of being touched. I will heal their backsliding. I will love them freely. Hosea 14:4. My love does not wait until your confusion is gone before drawing near. That love steps directly into the chaos, into the places where you do not even know how to name your emotions, where tears and faith exist side by side, where part of you wants to continue while another part fears. You may not have the strength. Let me enter those rooms within your heart. Do not lock the door because of shame. Do not hide your cracks because you fear disappointing me. Light does not come to shame you for the dust in the house. Light comes to show you what needs to be cleansed, what needs to be opened, and what needs to be restored. Remember, my beloved child, you do not need absolute certainty before you are allowed to move forward. Some clarity only comes after you obey and take the very first step. When Abraham was called to leave his homeland, he went out not knowing where he was going. Hebrews 11:8. He did not hold the entire map in his hands. He did not know every turn in the road, nor could he foresee every trial ahead. Yet he heard my voice and walked. Faith is not possessing every answer before taking action. Faith is knowing that the one who calls you is faithful. If you wait until you no longer tremble, You may remain standing forever at the doorway I have already opened. But if you dare to walk with me through honest trembling, you will discover that my hand is far steadier than your fear. I do not wait for you to become fully formed before I shape you. A potter does not place clay upon the wheel because it is already a beautiful vessel. He places it there because in his hands, something soft and unformed can become useful. Like clay in the hand of the potter, so are you in my hand, Jeremiah 18:6. There are seasons when you feel messy, directionless, rough around many edges, and far from what you think you should become. But my child, that is not evidence that I have abandoned you. It is the sign that you are being formed. My hands are working through pressures you do not yet understand, through the times you are learning patience, through the roads that require you to lay down pride, through wounds being healed layer by layer. The rough edges you carry today, if you allow me to touch them, will one day become the places where grace shines most beautifully. Do not think that because you cannot yet see obvious results, this journey is meaningless. A seed does not become a tree overnight, yet it is not useless while it still lies hidden beneath the soil. Roots are never praised, but roots determine whether a tree can stand against the wind. Let us not grow weary in doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Galatians 6:9. So keep walking, even if your steps are slow. Keep returning to me, even if you must return many times in a single day. Keep breathing, even when your breath is mixed with tears. Keep reminding your heart that I am still here, not only once, but as many times as necessary until that truth sinks deeper than your fear. You are not lost simply because you are moving slowly. You are not failing simply because you need rest. You are being shaped, strengthened, and prepared through quiet things unseen by human eyes. Remember David when he was still out in the fields, tending sheep. Those days did not look like preparation for a throne. There was no palace, no crown, no trumpet sounding in his honor. There were only pastures, sheep, long nights, and wild beasts faced in silence. Yet it was there that I formed courage within him, faithfulness within his spirit, hands trained for battle, and a heart that knew how to worship. When he finally stood before Goliath, his strength did not suddenly appear in that single moment. It simply revealed what had already been formed during the unseen days. 1 Samuel 17:34-37. It is the same with you. The small steps you are taking today may feel like quiet pastures, but I am using them to teach you how to stand firm for the greater days that are still to come. And if one day you find yourself standing before a new doorway, your heart still trembling, your hands hesitant, your eyes looking beyond with both hope and fear, remember the entire road by which I have led you there. It was not one powerful moment that brought you to that threshold, but a long chain of choices not to give up. The times you rose again after falling, the times you chose to love even while your heart still hurt, the moments you forgave little by little, the times you remained silent not out of weakness, but because you did not want to spread more pain, the moments you prayed with only a few simple yet honest words. God is not unjust to forget your work and labor of love, which you have shown for his name. Hebrews 6:10. I have forgotten none of these things. They are your provisions, your milestones, the evidence that faith within you is growing. You may think you are not strong enough to continue, but I am not asking whether you feel strong enough. I am asking whether you trust me enough to walk with me. True readiness does not always look like confidence. Sometimes it looks like a trembling hand still reaching for the Father's hand. Sometimes it sounds like a quiet whisper, I do not understand everything, but I trust you, for we walk by faith, not by sight. 2 Corinthians 5:7. When you live faithfully in the small things, When you remain faithful to today, when you do not despise ordinary steps, you are being prepared for what comes next, not by controlling everything, but by learning to trust one step at a time, not by becoming someone who never feels fear, but by becoming someone who knows how to seek me in the middle of fear. Then you will be ready to continue writing your story, not because all weakness has disappeared, but because you have learned that weakness cannot prevent me from being faithful. You will step into the next chapter not with the pride of someone who accomplished everything alone, but with the peace of someone who knows they have been carried through every stage of the journey. He who began a good work in you will carry it on to completion. Philippians 1:6. I was with you in the first step, in the moments you fell, in the nights when all you had left were sighs, in the mornings when you still chose to continue, even though your heart had not yet fully found the light. And I will also be with you in what comes next in the next door, the next season, and the new chapter whose full shape you do not yet know. My beloved child, rest when you need to, but do not build your home within weariness. Cry when your heart aches, but do not let your tears declare that hope has died. Acknowledge your wavering, but invite me into it so that your weakness may become a dwelling place for grace. I will teach you how to walk slowly without becoming lost, how to rest without giving up, how to keep moving forward without drama, how to be courageous while remaining gentle. And when you look back, you will realize that the smallest and quietest steps were often the greatest turning points within your soul. For I have woven your journey with light, grace, and courage. No part has been forgotten. No tear has been wasted. No rising again has been meaningless. Keep going, my child. I am still here, and I will walk with you into the next chapter of your story. My beloved child, perhaps you still believe that if you let go, everything you are trying to hold together will immediately collapse. You think you must strain yourself to cling tightly to every worry, every responsibility, every fear, every possibility that tomorrow might bring. You have mistaken control for strength. Yet I see what you cannot see. Your hands are growing weary. Your heart is beginning to crack. And your breath is becoming shallow because you are carrying things that were never meant to rest upon your shoulders. Cast all your anxiety on him because he cares for you. 1 Peter 5:7. I am not asking you to let go so that everything falls into chaos. I am asking you to let go so that everything may be placed back where it belongs, into the hands of the one who can sustain both you and the burdens you can no longer carry alone. My child, if you continue holding things beyond your strength, the first thing to break will not be your circumstances, but your own heart. I did not create you to live like a vessel constantly strained until it fractures. I created you to breathe, to live, to grow, to blossom within the peace my love prepared for you. I have come that they may have life, and have it abundantly. John 10:10. An abundant life does not mean a life without responsibility, but a life not crushed beneath responsibility. It is not escaping every hardship, but learning to walk through hardship with a soul no longer tightened by fear. So what you believe to be weakness, letting go may actually become the first doorway into healing. I know letting go is not easy. It may leave you feeling empty, as though the very thing you have clung to for so long is what guarantees your safety. But remember this, you are not safe because you control things well. You are safe because I am your refuge. God is our refuge and strength, a very present help in trouble. Psalm 46:1. I am not standing at the end of your journey waiting to receive you only after you succeed. I am here now in the confusion of the present moment, in the room filled with unanswered questions, in the place where you do not know whether to hold on or let go. No burden is too heavy for me to enter into. No pain is too small for me to notice. You may bring me even the things that seem trivial to you, because to your Father, not even one sigh from your heart is insignificant. Lay down even one small part of the burden. My beloved child, I am not forcing you to release everything in a single moment while your heart is still trembling. Begin with what you can, one worry you have repeated endlessly in your mind, one hurt you cannot fully forgive yet but are willing to stop allowing it to rule over you, one plan you have held so tightly that you can no longer hear my voice. Open your hands just a little and make room for me. Come unto me, all who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. The rest I give is not merely a few moments of relief before you return to the same old chains. It is a deeper gentleness, a new way of living where you no longer feel the need to prove your strength in order to be loved. Remember Abraham when I called him to offer Isaac, the child of promise, upon Mount Moriah. It was not simply a matter of laying down something precious. It was laying down the very thing he had waited for through many years, the thing tied to his dreams, his future, and my promise. Yet when he lifted his hand in obedience, I stopped him and revealed myself as Jehovah Jireh, the Lord who provides. Genesis 22:10-14. Do you see, my child, when I ask you to let go, it is not because I wish to take something precious away from you, but because I want to free you from the fear that you must protect my promises by your own strength. What belongs to me, I am fully able to preserve. What I have spoken, I am fully able to fulfill. Your part is simply to trust that my hands are safer than your trembling ones. As your heart begins to grow lighter, your vision will also begin to heal. Before, because the burden stood so close before your eyes, all you could see was the wall in front of you. You saw only what remained unfinished, the people who had not changed, the doors still closed, the answers that had not yet come. But when you begin to lay things down, even little by little, your sight will widen. You will begin to notice the rays of light I have been leaving for you all along. A word of comfort arriving at the right moment, a small opportunity to rest, someone quietly praying for you, a moment of peace, even though your circumstances remain unchanged. Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light to my path. Psalm 119:105. I do not always illuminate the entire road at once. Often I light only the next step. But when you are no longer crushed beneath the weight, you will realize that the light was always there. Then you may ask me with the honesty of a child, if I let this go, what will I have left? And I will gently answer, you still have me. You still have the one who knew you before you were formed, the one who called your name in the days when you were lost, the one who does not abandon you when your hands are empty. The Lord is my portion and my cup. Psalm 16:5. When you have me, your foundation is not lost, even if the things you once leaned upon begin to change. When you have me, emptiness no longer becomes an abyss that swallows you, but a space where grace may be poured in. When you have me, you have water in the desert, bread in the wilderness, a voice calling you home in the night, and a love that does not withdraw itself while you are still imperfect. But my child, letting go does not mean remaining forever motionless. There are steps that do not need to be rushed, yet they also cannot remain frozen in fear forever. I know you are learning how to slow down, how to breathe in the middle of the journey, how not to mistake peace for delay or rest for surrender. And there will come a moment when, after your shoulders have grown lighter and your eyes are no longer fixed upon the burdens behind you, you will feel a gentle invitation drawing you forward, not the pressure of striving, but the call of life itself. Let us run with perseverance the race set before us, fixing our eyes